Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at another buff that is happening to Mistweaver monks. Now, healers in Battle for Azeroth raiding scene and dungeon scene, Blizzard tries to make them as close to one another, but of course some healers, like with tanks and DPS, some of them are simply going to be better than others. Except Blizzard really desperately does try to make healers as close as possible and tanks as close as possible, so that your average Joe can get into a heroic and not get declined because of a class they play. In Mythics, however, that is where Blizzard doesn't even really try to make certain classes better. Like, a great player is going to be a great player, and a great player is going to make it all the way to Mythics, but certain classes do have an inherent advantage. In patch 8.2 with Eternal Palace, it was mostly given towards the Discipline Priest and the Holy Paladin. I haven't seen a lot of Mistweavers. They're great, and they're awesome whenever you have them in Mythic Plus dungeons. They're really good at certain things, but not as good as other classes at others. They are a niche, unique playstyle that I actually never got to explore, but I've never really had that much interest with a monk class. In this video, though, I do want to go over the actual changes that are happening. I'm hoping this will be enough for monks to be brought into the spotlight, maybe even be worth considering in a specific comp for Mythic tier, but I guess time will tell. So the buff we're talking about with 8.3, they actually got a variety of buff, and recently on the 25th, which is today, as of right now I'm recording this video, is the 25th, they got an extra buff to add a little bit towards one of their talents that has been very undertuned. Not a lot of people run it, but also we're going to take a look at all the buffs they got so far. So in the past, monks got a buff on Life Cocoon. Life Cocoon now works off of your health. So depending on your character's health, like this character's a low level, 32,000 health, that means it's going to be 50% of my health is going to be that absorb. Now, Life Cocoon, for a while, I feel like has never really been a massive cooldown and quite as powerful as some of the other CDs that you would apply for tanks. Priest with pain suppression on a tank, ooh, that's a spicy good cooldown. Maybe a paladin with Hand of Sacrifice in order to take on some of the tank's burden and, you know, apply it to their own health. That's a spicy good cooldown. Hell, even Barkskin by Druid is an insanely good cooldown that can be given to tanks in order to survive almost every type of encounter. But Life Cocoon simply just never really done that. So Blizzard, in hopes to make it a little bit stronger, now makes it balanced around your health rather than spell power, which hopefully should make it a much stronger CD to use going forward. Hopefully we'll see monks be used a lot more with this small change. Another talent that was changed was Rising Mist. Blizzard has commented, this talent is currently overshadowed on its row, and we want to make sure it is competitive enough to make its unique playstyle a viable option. The Rising Mist playstyle is going to be the monk Mistweaver playstyle. It basically makes the monk go into melee range and actually use melee abilities in order to facilitate healing. Similar to how Discipline Priests use damage to heal others, but from a distance, that's not a core of the playstyle, it's just a portion of it is going to be done through actually doing melee damage to the enemy. Kind of similar to what Blizzard wanted for Paladins to do at one point through a talent option, but Paladins really stray away from it and go towards Glimmer playstyle. Now, monks do offer quite a bit of damage for single target, and for them to have a playstyle where they can go into melee range like a monk would, very similar to like a Diablo 3 monk that does melee damage to heal allies, I think this is a cool playstyle, and I'm glad that Blizzard is at least trying to facilitate it. So the change to it was Rising Mist now heals for 66%. The healing is increased by 66% instead of the original, which I believe was 30. So that's quite a big heal increase, and also it extends the healing over time effects of a couple of abilities by now. Instead of 2 seconds, they want to change it to 4 seconds, at least on PTR. So this is quite nice. Rising Sun Kick heals all allies with Renewing Mist, Enveloping Mist, or Essence of Font for a fair number, and extends duration of those effects by 3 seconds. There's supposed to be another PTR build with this change already applied. That build is most likely coming out very, very soon. So, as a monk, there's a couple things you can do, like Teaching of the Monastery, what can get you through stack and jabs, can get you a bunch of Blackout Kicks. Blackout Kick has a chance to give you back your Rising Sun Kick for free, just randomly reset it. And when you're able to get 3 of those Rising Sun Kicks or Blackout Kicks back to back, there's a high chance that your Rising Sun Kick will reset. So on top of it, you also have a ability called Thunder Focus Team, on a 30-second cooldown, which will reduce the cooldown of your Rising Sun Kick by 9 seconds, making it essentially 0 CD. So it's gonna be really quick to be able to Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick 3 times, and hope to get a Rising Sun Kick again. Using this ability in combination while having all of your healing over time abilities available on a group of allies will allow you quite a bit of burst healing, but also extend the duration of some of those HOTS. Mistweavers, as far as I've seen, have some of the most potent healing over time abilities ever. At max level, Renew and Mist does a good portion of your healing. It is a very mana efficient, very powerful heal over time ability that can be extended, and it also balances amongst your allies, so it does a bit of micromanagement all on its own. You also have another heal called Essence Font. You're able to channel Essence Font and will apply a bunch of HOTS to allies, and it'll do also quite a bit of healing over time. It's a great AoE heal, and for monks trying to raid, you stack a trait that buffs the healing of Essence Font to be even stronger. So this is the playstyle that Blizzard is trying to buff, and I kind of like this. So I'm going to try to see if I can execute it properly. There's a good chance I'm going to mess it up. But the idea is you would have a bunch of Renew and Mist available, and I guess you would spread on as many allies as you can to see just how much healing you would be able to get. Then you would go for Essence Fund in order to apply healing over time to a bunch of allies. Thunder Focus T, get yourself a Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, and you, in a sense, are able to juggle the buffs for Essence Font as well as Renew and Mist on as many allies as humanly possible. So this heal over time right here, that's for AoE, has been around for quite a bit, to the point where it's been around longer than the cooldown of Essence Font. If you are able, as a monk, in a way to spread all your HOTS on multiple allies, and then you're able to use this back-to-back Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick combo with resets, you're able to juggle a very powerful heal on a group of allies, whether it's a 5-man or maybe a full raid, and get you some crazy amount of healing. Plus, you also have a lot of other essences that can follow into it, like Conflict and Strife. Conflict and Strife essence facilitates more of this Fist Reroll playstyle, where even on your melee abilities, you get the honor talent of the Way of the Crane. 1 minute cooldown, increases the physical damage you do by 25%, and remove and become immune to all snare and root effects, and you heal up to 3 nearest allies for 150% of all damage done last 15 seconds. So this combined with this combo, you can get quite a lot of AoE healing to allies, which could in a sense potentially be competitive with that of a Glimmer build for Paladins, which is getting nerfed, and also Discipline Priest healing with Atonements, which also is getting nerfed, which might make a way for a Mistweaver to be able to get quite a lot of healing out. So if you are able as a monk to get, let's say, a lot of Renew and Mist out, like you'll pop Renew and Mist here, and then you're going to use your Rising Sun Kick as much as you can, and try to see if you can Rising Sun Kick as often as possible to maintain this Renew and Mist. If you get lucky like I'm getting here, you could basically maintain almost the full value of the duration, which is quite nuts. And I'm able to maintain it still 20 seconds now. So this is quite a cool playstyle, and this isn't something that I've really paid attention to in the past, but I'm really excited. So it's basically a playstyle where you're just micromanaging as many heals as you can on allies, while trying to hopefully get enough Rising Sun Kicks to juggle the rest of your Renew and Miss. And again, if you ever need a big amount of healing, you also go for a Essence Font, and now you're juggling 2 heals over time on multiple allies. So in a situation where everybody's going to take a lot of damage, this is quite effective. I think this is really cool to give monks, which is more of, you know, normally they are a healer that sits from a range from afar, and you'll usually just Soothing Mist at a tank, and that's really about all you do. Of course, that gives you a lot of opportunity for other abilities, so you can maybe use, you know, run over to an enemy and throw them in a stun. Maybe throw an enemy into a little bit extra amount of CC. Maybe apply a debuff on the enemy, giving you more opportunity to do some damage. You know, little things like that. But I like this. This Rise and Mist playstyle facilitates to what monks have always wanted to do and always tried to do in every expansion, which is fist weaving, incorporating melee into their playstyle. in order to facilitate some healing. Hopefully in the future Blizzard maybe focuses more on what a monk should be doing in terms of the damage output. Maybe they will make monks basically a melee version of a discipline priest, where by doing damage to an enemy you also provide healing and then center talents around it. Because right now it's just a side play style for monks, but either way I'm super excited about this side play style. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm actually super excited to level a monk. I'm leveling a demon hunter and a monk right now as my last two characters for level 120, and I think with this change my monk might be the first class that I might be trying to get before patch 8.3. Either way guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts about the buff for Mistweaver monks. Hopefully I covered it as much detail as possible. Sorry I don't have a 120 monk to show this to you guys, but with how many holds that I have, trying to maintain and get a 10 key done while also trying to move at the same time in the next few days sometimes it's a little bit rough. But hopefully after the move is over I can get some quality leveling time on this character, and hopefully I'll be able to actually test this out once this goes live for patch 8.3. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is a fun playstyle? What do you think about this buff? How good do you think it's going to be? And if you're a Mistweaver main, do you think this is going to affect the playstyle of monks or the position in raiding scene or dungeons at all? Or is it going to move them up on the dial or basically keep them about the same? Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in the next video.